And we're back, folks. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. Now, at 10 o'clock, our new hit show, The Katie Sassine Show, 10 o'clock. Stay with us right after my show coming up. Katie's show focuses on what she calls the indoctrination of the American nation, and that's at 10 o'clock. And then 10:30, Short Takes with George McClellan. George does his short takes and current events of the day. That's at 10:30. Now, before we get back into full steam ahead, there's a little game coming up Sunday called the Super Bowl. Now, I wonder if Soros is planning protests surrounding the Super Bowl. I wonder if. Watch and see, because just pay attention this week. Because the media is saying they can't remember the last time a president's come into office with major protests 2 weekends in a row. Staged by we know who. Set up by we know who. Endorsed by fake news we know who. Now, that being said, I'm going to have to go with the Atlanta Falcons. Obviously, I live in Georgia. I do like the Falcons. I like Matt Ryan. I like the fact that the guy, they used to call him Matty Ice. When he first came to Atlanta, they called him Matty Ice, said he had ice in his veins. He didn't, but then we have to go there. But then, the fans in Georgia were ready to send him out of town, packing. There was calls for his head. There was calls to run him out of town. And Ryan chokes again. And, we have all that on Facebook. But this guy did not get discouraged from the Atlanta press and everything. And now they're going to the Super Bowl. Yes, he has a great line. He has a great core of receivers, has a good backfield. Usually that mix is what finishes it off. I, for one, think they will beat the Patriots. I do. I think they'll beat the Patriots. But then again, this is Bill Belichick and Tom Brady and the rest of the Pats. So I'm not going to stick on that, but Friday morning we're doing a breakfast special, Super Bowl breakfast special at Blue Jeans Pizza. We have been on Friday mornings 2 weeks in a row. I'm actually going to get Lonnie to endorse this, and he will. Sometimes Lonnie cringes like, don't pull me into this, But this one, he's already grabbing the mic. The breakfast on Friday mornings is over the top. Is it not, Lonnie?
Oh, yeah.
Tell the folks, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Lonnie, this is the one show a week Lonnie actually looks forward to.
It's the only way Brian gets me down to Blue Ridge on Friday morning Saturday.
Well, Lonnie's sitting over there, and usually when I'm yelling and screaming about something, he's like, if you could throw breakfast pizza at me or a sausage and egg stromboli, I could just ignore you. Well, that happens at Blue Jeans. Blue Jeans and Blue Ridge on Friday mornings. We're going to have a special Super Bowl breakfast Friday morning. Come join us. Now, you don't have to be on the camera. I tell people, come join us. I don't know if I want to be on the camera. You don't have to be on the camera. You can be out in the audience. You can have breakfast with us, okay? But we don't care if there's 15. You want to argue some football? That's a sports show. Come join us. Be on there. Let's talk about it. Maybe you like the Patriots. You will be welcome there. We're going to check your papers. We may detain you at the border, right? Yes. And then the news will come down and say, Patriots fans detained at the border trying to get into the breakfast show. Right, Lonnie?
Yeah. You can come.
I'm inviting them, Lonnie, whether you cringe over there or not. And Lonnie, let me just get this and let's move on. Lonnie has asked over and over if this time he can get on this side of the camera and get in the conversation. So Lonnie's prepping all week to get in this conversation, folks. You don't want to miss it. That's Friday morning at Blue Jeans Pizza, our Super Bowl. Now, you would have thought that throughout Sunday somewhere they would have said there was a game next week, but no. Folks, it's time to primary Republicans. It's time to every Republican that opposes. Now, I'm okay with opposing the President of the United States. I do not want to go down that road that he should not get any opposition, okay? I'm okay with opposing the president of the United States. I've yet to see what we need to oppose him on right now. That's be candid. I'm okay with opposing him. I don't want you to think, well, we just have to rubber stamp everything President Trump does. I wish we would not have rubber stamped, even Democrats, everything Obama did, everything George W. Bush, Clinton, George H. Bush, the list goes on. So we don't have to rubber stamp everything. But right now in the first week, there should be all of his nominees for cabinet positions should be confirmed and over. That should be done, okay? Period. That is the Republicans' fault. We should use the nuclear option if necessary, and McConnell needs to let Democrats know immediately. The president is going to nominate a Supreme Court justice tomorrow night, and if it's somebody that the Republicans have already said, hey, this is who we want to put on the court, we will use the nuclear option. Get ready. Period. You should do that, okay? Now, we need to primary these Republicans. Let's not do a list of names. And I'll tell you why. You have some people in Congress that were, I'm going to say, maybe they were a little iffy last year to you. Maybe you took them to task for the omnibus, voting for omnibus. Maybe you took them to task for other votes that they cast, okay? But we're going to call it, we're here now. This is where we're at now, okay? So let's not take every one of those congressmen or senators to task right now, because this is where we're at now. And I'm not saying we just go back and forgive every sin that we think they have done by casting a vote. But when you were running and trying to oppose your congressman in the last election, you were just one election cycle away from making that change if necessary. Now pay attention. There was a lot of primary challengers last time across this country. And the reason that many were not successful is you were just one election cycle because, see, you were running against your congressman on what you thought a candidate like Donald Trump would do. And you were running against your congressman on omnibus and so forth, and the country was still focused on some other things. Now is the time. Write that down. Now is the time. Not a day later than now is the time to start finding primary challengers for your Senate and for the House of Representatives. Now is the time to stay firm and not let any of them say, but if we lose the House or we lose the Senate. Every single thing the Republicans have said about the possibility of losing the House, okay, or losing the Senate go out the window, all right? Why, if we lose the House, we can't stop Obama. Why, if we lose the House or Senate, we can't stop Obama. It's all out the window. Well, if we lose the House, then the Democrats will stop Trump. No. You need to read the election results. You have congressmen that Trump won the district primary. Let me tell you how you determine to primary these challengers, okay? I mean, these congressmen and senators. If at this time they are moved over into a category by the media and they do not come out and clear this up, and they're identified as bipartisan, okay, bipartisan opposition. Any Republican that gets the name by the media as bipartisan opposition and gets their name on that list needs to be primary. That's your first thing. Second, I am tired of hearing of who's going to pay for the wall. We talked about that earlier. After what we've done in Iran and what we have paid, the ransom we paid in Iran, okay, all right, for 5 prisoners that had to sit on a plane till the pallet of cash dropped that we illegally did, I'm tired of hearing the infrastructure spending, okay? The list. If the Republicans do not repeal and replace Obamacare, they must get on the list. Primary list. If Republicans do not support Donald Trump's tax cuts, they need to get on the list. If Republicans that do not support building the wall need to get on the list. The Republicans that do not support infrastructure spending need to get on the list. I know I just lost a bunch of you right then, because you're going to say that's a Democrat issue. You're going to say infrastructure spending is a Democrat campaign issue. That's code word for government spending, and we're supposed to be conservatives. Now, here's the difference. Democrats love infrastructure spending conversation and language. They just don't like to take the money and get it past their greedy little friends in the first row. See, remember, am I looking at 800 billion shovel-ready jobs? Folks, they were not possible to be shovel-ready because we had so many regulations, there was no way. Do you remember how much money we spent putting up signs that said, you know, shovel-ready jobs? Obama's shovel-ready jobs, stimulus spending right here on highways all over and bridges, 800 billion. Because it never gets past the first couple lines. It's just like they got $1 million in battalion. This guy gets his cut, and this lady gets her cut, and this group gets their cut. There's $100,000 spent on the actual project, and $900,000 goes into pockets. Folks, won't happen with Donald Trump. Will not happen with Donald Trump. I am not in favor of spending, but we are in bad need of this country of spending to get into to grasp the future of transportation and so many other things in this country that we have no choice. If we do this, the business and commerce will explode, and we should generate the right tax revenue to pay for the spending. I'm not in favor of the spending, folks, but I'm telling you, we have to do it. Now, Donald Trump, if we do it, we need to do it now. If we upgrade airports, if we upgrade rail, if we upgrade our highways, if we take the regulations off, we could finish some of these interstates, we could finish some of these bridges, we could tear some old bridges down, put some new ones in place because the regulations are gone that are badly needed. If we can do that, it's going to cost money. But you actually have the president that will make sure the money is spent on the project. You have Boeing coming back. You have Lockheed Martin coming back to cut millions of dollars, to make big cuts. And we're going to get all the weapons we need. We're going to increase our military in an efficient way at the right price. So I just want to be clear here. I'm on board with the infrastructure spending, and I know some of you out there are cringing over that. I know you are. But folks, we have highways, bridges, rail. We are falling apart at the seams. We have had no investment. We have spent the money. We are trillions in debt. We have done quantitative easing to where it's so bad there's cash money almost on the streets that have to be swept up. Seriously. You say, where do you keep getting that cash money on the streets? Folks, you know how many of these people out here don't have any money? It just keeps coming in and coming in through so many different programs that we have funded with money we don't have. Anyhow, I understand how I'm going to be taken to task over the infrastructure spending. But I, for one, trust that Donald Trump will take the money he asked for, spend it on the projects he identifies, and they get done under budget, on time, and we see the results. And the results being in commerce blowing up and the tax revenue coming in. So I'm sorry, I know that, but we need to start looking for primary challengers now. Don't go back to the omnibus. I know you're not with me on that, but don't go back to the omnibus. Let's look at where we're at now. The Charlie Dents, the John McCains, the Lindsey Grahams, the congressmen that are out there that are not going to bring up Obamacare, the congressmen that are out there that are not going to support tax cuts, the senators that are not supporting nuclear option, the senators that are dragging their feet with endorsing or are bringing these nominees for cabinet positions to vote. That's who. Primary challengers now, and when you're looking for them, judge your senator and your congressman from where we're at now. Because there's a couple congressmen that a couple years ago I was a little like, I don't know if I'm on board with you. But right now, I can't say I don't support or I don't like the direction they're going. I like some of the direction they're going. I'm your host, BKP. I'm going to come back and wrap this show up. Last 20 minutes as soon as we return here. We got some things. Send me a message, 706-889-9700 or chief@fetchernews.com. Lonnie, take us to break.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
El Rey and Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Ellijay.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
It's a new year, new you at Schottenkirk Ford Jasper. Ring in the new year with huge deals on a brand new Ford. Right now, get exceptional offers like 0% financing plus a $1,500 factory rebate on a new 2017 Ford F-150 XLT. Or get 0% financing plus a $1,000 factory rebate on a new 2017 Ford Explorer. Make your resolution a reality during the New Year, New You sales event at Schottenkirk Ford Jasper, home of the Schottenkirk Customer Guarantee. Visit us online at SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.